everybody. Yes, this is a test stream, and we are back after 9 months. So, yeah, we are going to be rusty. And if you are joining us right now, then just please be aware that this is a test stream. We are testing audio. Um, we're updating OBS to all the millions of updates, probably, and then trying to figure out. Really? That'll come tomorrow.
You
I don't
are
think-
muted on the stream, Phil. We
Yeah, I
cannot
couldn't
hear
hear
you.
you.
you at all, Phil.
And this is why we tested it.
Technical.
Nope.
Have you added your microphone?
Have you changed devices since?
David? Yeah. Usually. Bear with. Why we're doing this. Ah. On.
Is that your monitor?
Output. Be on.
No.
You could mess about with that for a minute. But yeah, how is everyone else sounding? Because I was loud last time compared to everybody else.
I think
Shall
I
we?
sound pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No.
I think my
do-
volume level's okay.
Yeah, could everyone do breathe? You nominate people to speak for a portion, and I'll listen to it, and then
Yeah. Let's do. Let's introduce your characters for the stream. Remember who you are, what you are, who you are, what you do, why you're here. We're gonna start with Kat with Mistral.
So I'm playing Mistral. She is a hill dwarf druid with a homebrew subclass called the Circle of the Atmos, which is very weathery. She is weathered. As for why she's here, well, we'll cover that in the recap.
Why is Mistral?
I'll do you one better. Why is Mistral?
What about now? Is it working now? It looks
Can
like
hear
it.
you.
Is it getting echo? Someone talk while I'm talking, and is there like all kinds of echo
yes,
going on?
you are now on stream.
That's good. That's good. Someone else talk with me, and does it go all echoey and stuff?
It does go all echoey and stuff.
I know Phil does it.
Blah,
Blah blah blah
Sounds
blah,
fine.
blah.
blah blah blah.
No, it doesn't seem to be.
My God, I might have done it.
Good.
Yay.
Okay. Let's go with Seb and Silver.
So
Going in a direction.
I can't remember what the intro I used to do, but I'm Silver. Oh, I'm Seb. I'm playing Silver. Tired already.
Start. I love this.
She's an Earth Elf, Artificer, Wild Magic Sorcerer. Yeah.
Temporary Smurf.
She's not blue anymore.
She was at one point,
She's just short.
but is still short.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She used to be like 8 foot,
Yeah.
probably before the start of the adventure, and now she's like 4 foot something.
It's all that wild magic.
Yeah. Keep rolling the same thing. Okay, cool. How did that sound, Ben?
Yep,
Doran.
sounded great.
I'm perfect.
Cool. And then Doran with Gee.
Hello, I am Doran. I play Brother Gee. He is also Earth Elf, which is a homebrew race. He is worshipping a homebrew god named Comtia. She's the god of the moon, twilight, and the grave.
Ben?
Doran could do with turning up.
He is also a death cleric. And he's also secretly a dragonkin, which is not a secret anymore, but he's a dragonkin, which is a homebrew race as well, which lets him transform into a dragon.
Which means you are
partially.
half dragon,
Yes.
but of the humanoid side, not of the dragon side.
Yes. 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 And he really likes Morns.
Morns.
More
Like a
human
lot.
than half dragon. Got it.
Lot of Morns. So half Earth Elf, half dragon.
To the
Yes.
power. Yeah. Okay. Next up is Ben. Solomon.
Hi. I can remember my intro because I'm an idiot and for some reason it's burned in my skull. Hi, I'm Ben. I play Solomon, the half-orc, full paladin. Always here, always kind of socially awkward. Solomon is a...
He needs a smidge
Yes.
about turning up.
Solomon is a paladin oath of the crown. Specifically, he is all duty to his king and country. Yes. The reason he's here is mostly because of a sense of duty that he has to protecting people, even though he's pretty sure that the people who are here are probably going to be the ones who are going to get most people in danger.
Valid.
Chuckles in area of effect spells.
You're not wrong.
Oh no.
He's a cleric. He saved your life, wasn't it?
Yes, yes, the cleric, the one out of the entire party he trusts the most, and as a paladin, that is a real concerning thing for anyone who remembers the story, and we confirm it a little bit.
I am completely wholesome.
You are wholesome, but in
You should see
theory,
some-
as a paladin, I should be making you full of holes.
All right, cool. We got Phil. The last.
Me, hi, I'm a Phil, and I play Dalan, who is an Earth Elf fighter and rogue. They are a scout, rogue, and a hunter? Ranger? Fighter. Basically, I wanted a ranger, but
Fighter scout.
decided to make a better ranger by putting a fighter and a rogue together. So, fighter scout, so he can do lots of cool stuff. He also worships a homebrew god himself. He is arrogant, full of himself, bit of a egotistical prick.
And a slut.
And
Slut.
absolutely, or at least,
Absolute
or at least
slibog.
not that any evidence on the campaign at all would lead you to believe that. To be honest,
Yeah, we'll
but
actually see it one day. I've been throwing NPCs at you and nothing has happened yet.
He's not a very good slut. He's just a slut.
no.
That's just a tease.
Yeah.
Aw,
Um,
wannabe
Actually,
slabog.
yeah.
Clear
There we
book.
go, and yeah. So
It's
Yeah.
Elvish. Silver.
Elvish for slut.
Slebok. Then he'll understand
Guys.
that.
In the Michelism.
That's just actually Welsh.
but how's the sound level there for that? Is it all right?
Maybe a smidge quiet, but it sounds pretty good.
Okay. All right.
Cool.
Bump that out.
That's how we like Phil today.
Smidge quiet.
quieter than everyone else. All right, cool. That's good. I think we've got the sound good. So we're doing Welsh word of the day, are we? We'll do fwrch next week. No, we won't.
If we put this on YouTube, that's after the cut-off point, right?
That is, yeah.
Not that they'll know.
Yeah. Not that anyone cares.
Lacry.
Right, we're going to do a recap. We did this off stream just a minute ago, and now we're going to do it again. So, Solomon has made notes, like in character. And I think Kat and Doran have also made notes. So, Seb has made notes, but they're not anywhere.
The notes of an artificer, so.
Yeah, they're in there. They're somewhere.
Mind
They're in the
scramblings.
Propping up a workshop
and
table.
I found mine, so I can oh yeah, I can maybe add something. I don't think I should add anything. I think anyway. Let's start with Ben, and then if people want to join in with day one in Big Brother house, let's go.
Certainly. So, for the ease of my tracking, it is all done by sessions. So we have 24 sessions to proceed through. Session 1, we were summoned by the 10-Tipped Star Council, which is the governing body of the country of Heed. Ascana, I should say. And basically the same thing. The city is the country.
The city is that it's not, but that's yeah.
Yeah, the city might as well be the country.
It's what's most important. So
exactly.
Don't tell the farmers in the south.
Don't worry, they don't know anything. We were brought together as a collection of adventurers. The Wood Elf Delan, the cleric Brother Guy, the Earth Elf inventor Silverdella, the Dwarven Druid Mistral Stormboots, and the former soldier Solomon. We were specifically tasked with recovering a powerful artifact, a shard of Ibis, I believe.
The Ibis shard.
I had Idus.
Idus shard.
Idus shard. I apologize. I've got it spelled multiple ways in here, and I obviously haven't thought to ask you to correct it which way.
I'm dyslexic.
Idus shard.
Idus shards.
Idus is a god of
illusions and magic.
Yeah, that was a test, obviously.
Writes it down furiously.
Mistral's shopping. Okay.
Within
there are 6 shards in total.
There are 6 shards in total. Within the next 2 to 3 sessions, we spend time separated as a party going to various places, trying to inquire as to more information with regards to the shards, prepare things for the journey ahead of us. I believe it was Silver and Brother Guy who went to the library.
Yes.
I'm going to hand that over to you.
We went to the library and researched everything we could find out about these shards. We found out there were 6 in total, and they make the shape of a star. The 5 points and then the center. There was the crown shard, which is the intelligence shard. The 3rd shard, which is the 2nd shard, which is the wisdom shard. The throne shard, which is the charisma shard. The heart shard, which is the constitution. Solar shard, which is the strength one, and then the root shard, the dexterity one. We found out there are some hints to them being in different locations around the map. The Crown Shard being in Saros, which is in Etristan, which is the one that Guy and Delan brought back. One in Uzma, one in Arbor, one in the Vulcan Wastes, one in Froskia near the north near the Divide, one in Heasthaven, which was the root shard, and that is it for that. Silva also wanted to get more knowledge and broke into the secret library, getting himself captured. I remember that as well.
I thought there was something we were missing out there.
He was not a part of that whatsoever.
There was something about being stuck in like a cage.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
yeah, force cage.
Wolf cage.
A glass case of emotion.
And I will do it again.
Remind me of this. Was it the thing that like one of the staff came to speak to you and you were like, "Oh, we're just trying to do this, okay," and they let you out, and it was like, "But
Yeah,
you
it was
can't,
Rumi
but you
Acosta.
can't, but you
Yeah.
can't go in there," and you were like, "Okay," and then they went, and then you just went in there or something. Isn't it something like that?
Level 15 at the time. They can't tell me what to do.
That's how it works.
Laws are
Didn't
just
Lumi
a suggestion.
turn up?
Lumi turned up to take you out of the cage.
Only because I was about to teleport out. I remember that.
It was an
Can't
anti-magic
teleport out.
cage.
You can't
Yeah,
talk
that's why
about
you
that
just
cage.
Out. You're in there for like 9
The whole
hours.
session, the whole session.
As we've accounted for, 9 months of no streaming is like teleportation. So
That's
9
just the
hours.
Shadowfell. That's just what the Shadowfell will do to you.
Shadowfell DT. We were also looking for 2 agents, 2 Nobara's agents from one of the 10 Tipstars secret organizations. They went missing in East Haven. I also communed with the gods, aka Comtia, my god, and they said they said yes for the question of if these shards should be returned to Heed, because they were obviously made by the gods, or made for Idis at least. But yes, they should be returned to Heed. That's all I have for session 1.
Okay.
Mistral, in that session, proceeded to coin her first of her many Mistralisms, which was...
Which one? Hang on.
Don't know.
That wasn't the...
That wasn't this one.
No,
No.
sessions 2 and 3 was where the horse garage was...
Yeah, first in my list was the horse garage.
Horse garage.
It's mostly just me as a person forgetting
Evil.
words for things.
It would almost be better if you
Say.
actually went to your first language and said them in Welsh, rather than attempting to do what you're doing here.
Forgotten what stable is in Welsh now.
Stable.
Stable.
It's stable.
Probably, yeah.
Kefil.
Yeah. Garage Kefil.
Garage Kefil, yeah.
Tea kettle.
Tea Kefil.
Horse house. Horse house.
Horse house.
Anyway, next we did some things. You got a house.
And servants,
Get a house.
much to the mind-blowingness of Solomon. They were Rose, Fletch, and their father, who I cannot remember the name of off the top of my head.
Got it here. Hans.
Hans.
Yeah. Grumpy old Hans.
And Rose. We missed a bit in the previous one. Hans, Rose, and
Fletch.
the other daughter, Fletch, that we found out. We missed that bit out in our recap earlier.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fletch's real name is Jasmine, but hates it and goes by Fletch instead.
Why is she called Fletch?
because she is a bow maker.
Fletcher.
Yes.
Arrow maker, Fletcher.
Thank you. Couldn't
Bow
remember
tip.
which way around it was.
Quite
Bow
literally in the
tips.
name.
Yes, bow tips.
She makes bow tips for a living, so she is known as
Just
Fletch.
make bow tips for a living. That's
Fuck! I'd only just forgotten how embarrassed of that I was.
Oh, don't worry. Then
Yeah.
you're never gonna live that down in this
I
stream.
need to get bow tips. Fuck my life.
Level 16 Archer, everyone.
That's
You're doing
been
this
apparently
entire
doing this for
life.
over 100 years. Because all the was bow tips. Either no one has bothered to correct him, or
Just
everyone was too embarrassed to do so for 100
Everyone
years.
just assumed he was making a joke.
Yeah.
He thought that's what they were called.
He just thought everyone else just thought he was ironically calling them bow tips.
Yeah.
Nope.
Nah, Guy just thought that's what they were called.
Yeah.
He would know,
It's a
wouldn't he?
regional dialect, isn't it?
Yeah. It's a regional dialect.
Regional dialect. Um, in the fourth session, we attended the Festival of Enlightenment, a citywide festival as a celebration of all things magical. As part of that, Solomon specifically got reintroduced to the love of his life, a woman who, by the name of Illabella, who he sees infrequently, much to both of their frustrations, because she is a traveling bard and he is a dutiful soldier.
Soldier.
Classic tale.
Delan attempted to deliver a speech and described us as the heroes of Heed, which got the attention of a number of elven women, who he then proceeded to blow it with for every single attempt that he did to pick them up.
Told
best.
you I was throwing NPCs in.
The only one that didn't walk away was Arabella, who was actually trying to get past him to talk to me.
It's wonderful.
I also scared some children.
Yeah,
Oh
I
my
was about
God,
to say,
yeah.
that was literally about to say, is like you terrified
Yeah.
some children by saying wholesome stuff. We went to a tavern on the side of a massive cliff face, which is built into part of the city. And we got into a fight with a number of shadow creatures. Unfortunately, because the tavern was rather filled, it meant our level 15 characters at the time couldn't really do much. So we struggled against these CR half creatures
As
because there were so many
combat.
NPCs.
If you ever
But we
want-
did successfully.
AOE. AOE.
But there was successfully no collateral damage or casualties. Not
Correct.
even NPCs.
NPCs fell off the side of the cliff, but we saved
Amazing.
all of them.
There was one crowd damage, one NPC did die, but Guillaume
Oh.
spent 7,000 gold to resurrect.
To
Oh,
be
so it
fair,
didn't count.
It didn't count. I also got inspiration for it.
and as of that night, we decided that we could no longer put off this adventure that we were being set upon, and we had to leave the next morning. Upon our travels, we were introduced to Brother Guy's Bone Temple, a colossal structure that erupts out of the ground, filled and made out of the bones of his victims.
Yeah.
And the clattering, clunking workshop of silver that assembles like IKEA flat pack
Yeah,
furniture.
wasn't it like a little like suitcase or something? Is that like you kind of
It was
just
flat pack
un-
furniture.
yeah.
It was an IKEA flat pack furniture that assembled itself. The instructions were
Um,
Elvish, not Swedish.
The horses were terrified of the temple, and they were scared to approach all the clanking that was going on from the workshop. And it was a very uncomfortable night for everyone who hadn't experienced this before. Which was most of us.
Most of our houses are just not very much livable.
Yeah. Didn't Guy sleep in the workshop and Silver slept in the bone
Yes.
mansion because they thought each
I think-
other's faces were cool?
Yes, I think so.
Aw. Also, Mistral got some potions
Is this
Yes.
in town.
still session 2? Session 2 is when I had a
Oh
load
no,
of
no,
mystery potions.
we're now up to like session 5.
Yeah. Okay. I don't have anything left for those. I just have that we basically set off on the adventure at that point.
Yes, I believe you
But
got
I-
those potions from the same place that you end up taking Delan to in the future.
Al's potions or
Yes.
Yeah.
Al,
Al's
the
chemist.
alchemist.
Alchemist.
Al's chemist.
Yeah,
what you
because
did
in
there.
right at the start, I got a lot of mysterious potions. Like a
Yes.
lucky dip.
The
Yeah.
lucky dip potions.
A green one, a black one, a yellow one, a blue one, a red one.
So as you can see,
Pink was an energy drink, apparently.
a very trustworthy, reliable alchemist. Has a wonderful lucky dip section.
Yeah. These
Bargain
ones,
bin.
the bargain bin. These ones lost their labels. I don't know
Label.
what they are, so they're like half price.
Bargain.
Yeah.
Less than that.
Frugal.
So you
Before-
do know, like, the red one was some kind of healing. I think the
Yeah.
black one was potentially like darkness.
And
Green was
throwable.
possibly
Bad news is all I have for that.
bad news.
Bad news, throwable.
Yeah, yellow,
Enhanceability?
maybe. Blue.
Sleeping, throwable.
Cool.
Before we left-
You also have teleportation stones.
We do. We've used
Just-
one
just-
of them.
Do you think you was one of them? Yeah. Just thought I would, remind you of these things.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Delan
So
and Silver have theirs left. Solomon's used theirs.
Yes.
Was that? Yeah, we'll get to it.
Yeah.
Before we left to go to East Haven, Delan received a mysterious letter which he read but did not reveal to anyone. Secrets.
secrets. Yeah. You guys got to the halfway.
A week later,
Did.
Where Solomon befriended a young blacksmith.
Yeah.
Actually befriended.
Adopted,
I actually
befriended.
have his age down here, Ben.
Mm-hmm.
He's 15, almost 16.
Solomon met a young man by the name of Morthan, who he believed was the age of 18,
Not.
who he offered to become his squire and to train him as a soldier. He got permission
up.
from the family.
Hold enough.
Please don't
You
say it
did
that
have
way.
permission.
I did,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
I know, but Silva and Guy keep accusing him of taking it with, like, they're the ones that spoke to the family. He's like, no, I spoke to the cousin the day prior. It's literally like 4 people in this town.
That is your responsibility.
and somehow mine.
Well, that was a choice.
This is a
No, I don't want someone to die.
father. Okay. This is a father-father situation.
It's not a
Yeah.
choice.
Ben,
You've fallen into the role
Parenthood
of father.
usually isn't.
Because is Morthan a suitably level 15, 16 sidekick kind of character?
he is level 1. Who started with no armor or weapons, apart from a blacksmith hammer that was a reskinned club and did 1d4 plus 2 damage.
Bless
But
him.
he is strong.
But he is strong, and he does have a pony called Mags.
Oh.
Mags. All the horses, by the way, are called Mags, Megariel, Mags, Cinnamon, Atlas, Gyros, and Jelly.
Oh yeah, Jelly.
Cinnamon was my horse.
Yeah.
The one that was left out, Atlas, is my
I
horse.
said Atlas.
No, you said
Said Alice.
I did not hear you say it. Sorry.
Which one was my
Mags,
horse?
Cinnamon, Atlas,
mine was-
Gyros, and Jelly.
yeah, mine was Gyros.
Did I not have a horse because I would become a
Because
horse?
no,
You can be
yes,
a horse,
that-
yeah.
You
I
literally kept
became
saying,
a horse.
I don't need a horse. I can become a horse.
I
I'm
am
becoming the horse.
And we were like, cool.
Hey gang, let's all be horses.
No.
In session 6, day 6 of the travel, we arrive in East Haven at the Flute and Ogre, a garish, gaudy, and thoroughly full of itself tavern that Dalan has been at many times.
Naturally.
He really
Delan-
suggested it.
Delan paid for all of the rooms, and we made what is possibly one of my favourite jokes of the campaign, talking about the bedroom suite that had a massage bed. There was just a bunch of gnomes underneath it, kicking it.
Yeah, I remember that. It's also where I coined the phrase nature shopping in this
It
episode,
is the place.
which is foraging.
Nature shopping on the way. Mistral's nature shopping. Even Silver did as well. I think Silver picked something up. I don't know what that was.
Oh, I don't remember either.
It's an uncommon arcane essence.
Oh wait, that's actually in my inventory.
Hey!
Hey. I wonder what
Uh,
that was.
He dispelled any rumors of a ghost inhabiting a house as well in the town as just a crying child.
I mean, is that any less frightening?
True.
And then, because we are past the watershed, we got to the first dumb fuckery of the campaign.
First?
The first major dumb fuckery of the campaign.
Before that, Delan revealed that people in Frilskia are getting sick, including his father. I think he only revealed that to Guy, though.
Yes, only to Guy. We had a number of drinks. Yes, Whisper. we
Whisper's
agree.
back on stream.
Cat.
Whispering away loudly.
He's so quiet.
At which point, Silver, Morthan, and Solomon decided to have an early night because they were prepared to get up in the morning. I have been
We
requested
split the pie.
that I repeat this verbatim as it is in my notes. We, Silver, Morthan, and I were woken in the middle of the night. A tiefling by the name of Phoenix guided us due to the idiocy of the ranger, the cleric, and the druid. They somehow managed to be the unstealthiest spies in history.
Wasn't trying to be a spy.
Although
Those
Dalan
two
is
were.
a rogue, is a part rogue, and I think I told you, but I did have thieves' cant.
Yes. Where you, I believe, proceeded to carve symbols into someone's wall
I did that.
Yeah.
in full plain sight of the bar owner, who was looking at you all because you were the only three in the tavern.
Oh, we weren't the only three in the tavern. There were more
Was
people
this
in the tavern.
after closing?
After
No.
closing, yes. Because he
came to
walked
us
over to you and
There
went,
was more. There was more. They waited until
After closing.
after closing, and then I think was it like this symbol
Yes.
type
Yes.
thing?
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Guy carved that into a wall and sat down and waited for someone to approach him.
Yes.
You
That
were
was
Which was-
Guy's espionage.
By Ollie the
were
bartender.
by Ollie the bartender, who is a hulking minotaur.
Minotaur. Yeah.
Yeah. Who
Not
are
Ollie.
you and why are you drawing on my walls? I think we ended the session like that. So Ollie told you guys stuff. I don't want to say anything because I can't remember what I told you.
That's fine. Told us basically pieces of information about what that symbol meant, the fact how stupid it was to basically be carving it into the wall when it's supposed to be the symbol of a secret organization that doesn't exist.
Does now.
Yeah. And that there had been people of our the people that we were trying to find's description had been through town a while back, but they couldn't remember exactly when, and they couldn't tell you how long ago it had been since they had seen them. They felt like it was a few weeks, but it could have been long.
Yeah.
We then
Right.
proceeded the next morning, because we had spent the rest of the morning trying to get these three, because we thought these three were going to get stabbed.
We also met a tiefling as well.
Yes,
in the bar.
Phoenix.
Yeah.
Who
Beautiful.
Bright pink
Beautiful
tiefling.
person.
Was that the bard?
Yes.
Not
Yes.
bad.
But it was,
They were a bard though. They
yeah,
did
they
sing.
were playing in the corner.
Alright.
Like not maybe not class bard, but they definitely sung and
Oh,
Good.
maracas!
They are, yes, they are a minstrel.
they are a minstrel.
Ah, maracas!
So Welsh.
That was incredibly Welsh.
So excited about those maracas.
It's just I just like, my cat creations.
Suddenly
Right.
remembered maracas.
I clipped it. Maracas. They do have maracas, but yeah.
Yeah. So next day.
Pink and purple and muscular.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um
We then proceeded to go to a witch's hut where we had our tarots read.
Oh boy, yeah.
this is great fun.
For myself, who was the last one to have it done, only because Morthan insisted that he wanted ours done together.
Oh,
True.
Morthan had received the Upside Down Chariot for past, the Lovers for present, and Justice for future. He seemed confused by those, whereas I received the Fool in reverse for my past. Which, do you want me to go to read?
if you want? Yeah.
Okay. Specifically, I was told, you have been reckless and have not considered the consequences of your actions in your past. The moon for my present, a truth lies hidden beneath the surface. Look inwards, acknowledge your anxieties, but see past them, and trust your intuition to seek your truth. And justice for my future, which was the same as Morthan. You may be being dishonest or are unwilling to take responsibility for your actions. Justice in reverse warns that you cannot continue in this way. The scales of justice are always put into balance. Now is the time to decide if you'll do that to yourself or wait for karma to enact. These three things from are a little shocking to Solomon. But I'm not going to say anything more because absolutely no one bothered to ask it in game, so
Yep.
that will stay as it is. Everyone else can now tell their tarot.
I can't
Right.
remember mine fully and what they meant. I
I've-
do know I got the moon.
Cat
I
does.
think. Oh, there you go.
I think
Go
I've
on,
got
Kat.
everyone's written down. So Guy had the moon card reversed for past, the world card for present, and the devil card for future.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you want to know what they were?
So the past, the card has a picture of a moon, but it's upside down. Moon card in reverse. It represents the release of fear, repressed emotion, and inner confusion. You have failed or even refused to listen to your intuition. Truth has come to the surface that you are unwilling to face. This was in your past. Learn from this experience. So then your present was the world card, also in reverse. It represents seeking personal closure. The end of a journey approaches, but you still have another hurdle. Find the solution to this delay to reach completion. And then the future is the devil card. In your future, this is the devil card. It represents your shadow self, attachment, and restriction. This is a warning. Danger lies ahead of you. Examine why you are walking this path you're on. Ask yourself if it is self-destructive or harmful to others. Be honest with yourself and tread carefully in these dangerous times.
God, it's so perfect.
It just is so
Shadows, you
good.
say? My goodness.
Moons, shadows, past selves. Oh my god. It's so perfect, Figgy. It's crazy.
You want to carry on with everybody else's?
Yeah, okay. So Dalan had the past was the Hierophant card. Tradition, religion, spirituality has played an important part in your life. You may have felt a sense of belonging or community in your past. The present is the Justice card, which denotes justice, fairness, truth, cause and effect, and the law. The truth is about to be revealed. Those who have wronged you will be forced to take responsibility for their actions. This is your present, currently happening in your life. And the future is the Fool card. It denotes beginnings, innocence, and a free spirit. To get this card as your future card, it means an exciting new adventure is coming up. Keep your eyes open for new opportunities and don't let fears get in the way. You coward.
Which is so fucking accurate. That's what happened with his father.
So good. So perfect. Like,
Silver's past was the Empress card, which denotes femininity, beauty, nature, and nurturing. Your past was one of an abundance, whether that's love, riches, or value. Empress says you should stay connected to your past. Present is the Moon card reversed, like E. Represents the release of fear and inner confusion. Someone is conceiving you, could even be yourself. It's coming to an end, and you must see past that to see what happens next.
Yeah, but that was in the present, not past.
That was the present Moon card, yeah. And then the future is the Emperor card reversed. The Emperor denotes domination, excessive control, the lack of discipline. Conflict and confrontations are in your near future. You will likely find yourself in a struggle with a person with a position in authority. We had Solomon and Morthan. And then Mistral's past was the Chariot card reversed. Denotes self-discipline, opposition, and lack of direction. You gave up on something that was difficult or challenging. Maybe you weren't sure what direction to take. You lack confidence. This is evident from your current state of mind. Present is the Death card, also reversed. Denotes resistance to change, personal transformation, inner purging. You are trying to prevent the inevitable change from happening. You cannot control it, and it will make it more difficult for you in the long run. And the future is the Temperance card, also reversed.
Huh.
Imbalance, excess, self-healing, and realignment. Challenges lay ahead of you. You must be calm and honest and don't react to these things you face without reason. Don't charge ahead, but plan. An imbalance will not be good for you or the path upon which you walk. So yeah.
Taro.
Taro.
The witch's name
Which-
was Diane.
is a system
Diane.
available thanks to using tarot in your tabletop roleplay games, published by Fumble folks. Actually, that's
Okay, there's a dog in the way.
their company.
I can't get it. There's a dog in the way.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. It's allowed.
I also can't get it. There's a cat in the way. It's right there. I can see it. Just can't wheel over there.
I can't get it. There's a ring light in the way.
Mine's over there,
Oh,
the other end of the room.
Mine is definitely sadder than everyone else's.
Mine is the bag downstairs. So
It's in it's in the witch book.
It's also in the witch book, which is over there.
Oh, there you
Yeah.
go. Cracker
Cracker
also
Jackalope.
has it, and they say it's great. It is good. It has shaped the future of the campaign a little bit.
Just a smidge.
Mm-hmm.
Or we will come back to this every couple of sessions and figure out if it has
Mm.
or not.
Ooh.
Oh, has it yet? Has your future cards taken into effect yet?
Maybe, maybe not. I'm sure we'll find out.
Well, I've done plenty of self-healing.
There's a lot of that.
I cast
With
heal.
other people as well.
Speaking of healing, our next session after that was having a night's rest and then proceeding to do something that I didn't realize was actually a part of D&D until we did it as this session, which was mass polymorphing everyone in the party into giant eagles.
Most of the way, I
And-
remember Silver didn't.
I solved
Yeah.
a transportation issue by turning everyone into giant eagles.
If you an issue.
You caused an issue because you left the horses back there. But
Fine, they're safe.
Ollie has them.
no, the boy was with us. The boy also turned into an eagle.
Ollie
have
has them, the bartender.
Oh, he has them, yes.
yeah. So I think Morthan said something along. Oh my god, that was the best thing I've ever done.
Yes, it was specifically for Solomon. It was, I turned into a giant eagle and flew to the waterfall. What an incredible experience. I never want to do this ever again.
You are welcome.
He despises it entirely.
At which point, we were then turned into giant cats.
Yeah.
Not just
Actually,
giant
I
cats,
think-
saber-toothed tigers.
Yeah, you were saber-toothed tigers, and I did see earlier that
Except Darlan, who is an
Darlan was a
Allosaurus.
dinosaur. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dinosaur.
Oh, and Morthan was a cow?
When did
Question
Morphin
mark?
Oh,
He got turned into a cat, yeah.
not a cow, I've forgotten what it's called.
Rothy?
No, that's like a goat.
Is that when we found
It
that
was, it was like some
Morphin
it was like some form of Highland cow.
It's
I
like
remember.
a Taurus of some sort.
Yeah, it's in our chat somewhere. There is art of it.
Cow question mark is what I have.
Cow question.
Cow cat.
Yeah, there we
Cow
go.
question mark?
when
Honestly,
we found
cow.
out he was half Minotaur?
What was the? Oh, it's animal shapes. Hang on.
How we find out.
Guy knew he was part Minotaur before you recruited him. Because Guy has perception.
Yes.
Then Darlan became a giant spider. Rather than the
Um,
dinosaur, because they realised that dinosaurs are a little bit like you can't climb the
No.
waterfall, so then
Yes.
became a giant spider instead. But then actually the spider didn't really like water.
And Guy saw a gap behind a waterfall, so he leapt straight in, but failed the athletics checks to get through. Landed in the water, so I turned him into a giant shark. He tried to dolphin out, but failed the check again. I turned Guy into a giant toad.
Yep.
Guy was
You're not-
experiencing whiplash.
But
You're now a toad.
one important Mistralism to remember about all of this, however, is when transforming Guy into these creatures, still had his flip flops on.
Yep.
Yeah.
So what
At which
is
point
it
they
called
became-
when cats wear flip flops?
Flip, flip, flop, flops.
He was
Of course.
experiencing whiplash.
A year on, and it still makes me roll my eyes into the back of my head.
It still tickles me.
Just great.
I will never let that happen.
Anyway, then there was a tunnel.
There was a tunnel.
A tunnel.
Secret
Oh,
tunnel.
Silver snorkeling gear to get there.
Yes.
We had free water. I remember this.
I will again repeat this verbatim as I was requested. We went down a corridor and were attacked by kelp. Kelp! The seaweed! We were attacked by a non-sentient plant. I missed the army.
I think this one was sentient, though.
We
They
spent
kind of-
a session and a half fighting this kelp.
Because we couldn't do anything because we were underwater. So, like, I couldn't do any spells.
And they reduced our speed even further,
Oh, yeah.
we were
and
drowning.
they kept regrowing.
No,
And
we
were
could breathe.
drowning.
We could breathe.
This is the DM secret. What you should have done was just keep moving.
We mostly
Trying.
did.
Yeah.
Solomon
grappling
did.
us.
Swim in.
I refuse to
then
let people
Move,
get left behind.
disengage, move, disengage.
They kept grappling us. We couldn't.
And
Yeah.
people kept getting left behind, and then the bleeding hearts, Guy over there, kept going back to save them.
Uh,
At which point, Silver did the best bit of pest control Silver probably has ever done and will ever do. What did you do, Silver?
Made a cannon. Cannon is still going back and forth in this tunnel to this day.
This little cannon rolling along the bottom of the tunnel just moves a little bit.
Back and
Yeah.
forth. Keeps growing
Yeah.
and then goes back.
I've not made a cannon since.
It was so
They
slow, we
can.
just kept going, didn't we?
Silver can make another cannon,
They
but
just
chose
stop.
not to.
Like I said
Because-
earlier, I like the concept that like the camera will smash cut at the end of the campaign to the side of the cliff face, or just explodes outwards, and it finally gets out. Like,
It turns out at the end of the campaign, Silver's cannon is the big bad the whole time.
you left me.
Covered in seaweed.
Oh,
Father,
Why did you
I have
forsake
gained
me?
sentience. I am the
Seaweed.
kelp cannon.
The kelp are now controlling it.
the kelp have adopted me.
I am
Racist
remember-
hero.
I remember
Kelp
what
can be
kicked all
father.
this off. I remember what kicked all this off because Mistral went nature shopping in the
In the
kelp
Isles,
aisle.
in the Isles
Yeah.
of Kelp.
Made the kelp pissed off.
Clean up on aisle kelp.
As a reminder to everyone, at this point we're attempting to find 2 spies that have gone missing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And while we are actively in the cave that we believe them to be in, one of the members of the party was more interested in foraging.
Well, you got
Yeah.
enough stuff.
More
Great.
interested. Just like, while I'm there.
I
Once
would
again,
rather-
we're level 15.
I would rather drown
I
than
can
become a
multitask.
cow.
I would rather drown.
I would rather drown. I would do that again.
Another great quote. Solomon asks Guy if he would like
A
to
rope tied
was
to
it
him.
tie a rope to them
Because Guy can't swim.
because Guy can't swim. And Guy said,
I would rather drown.
and Solomon
Which-
pretty sure cried.
It is stated in my diary as Guy delivered the most hurtful thing anyone has ever said that they weren't trying to hurt me with.
Aww. Oh, Solomon.
Aw.
Remember your face as well. You're like,
Just-
Oh,
I think it's still a clip.
We've all
It-
taken
it-
a back, I
It's in a
think.
clip.
oh.
So sad. Cool.
it
He
was
feels bad.
dramatic.
He feels
Good.
better.
So then when we finally finished with the kelp and got away
Not
from the
that bad,
kelp,
But, you know.
we made it to a cavern, a large cavern, and found the body of a female gnome that had been dead for a while. So we assumed she was one of the agents that we were looking for.
Matched one of the descriptions of the people we were looking for.
We also spotted loads of animal tracks, lots of bug prints, but big
Big.
bug footprints the size of a palm. So we
That's
didn't hang about too long.
Didn't take us
Uh,
long searching through the cave to find a dead moon elf, a variety of elves that are unique to the world setting, that had been recently killed within maybe a few minutes to an hour.
Oh yeah, 10 minutes ago my notes say.
Yes.
Slit throat, very fresh.
Which we, in theory, could have saved him if we had gotten through the kelp in time.
Oh no.
Let's not think
Nope.
about that one.
That, if I remember rightly, that session ended with the assassin ambushing us and like absolutely like knackering Guy with like a
it
really
did.
powerful hit.
It did, but there was a discovery before that. When we got there, Solomon used his channel divinity to detect good or evil, and discovered that Guy is an undead.
did not share with the class straight away.
Didn't have a choice.
Yeah.
Things kind of exploded.
Suddenly, a crossbow bolt whizzes past my head and jams into Guy's chest, dealing 60 HP damage.
Oh,
It's fine. Just a flesh wound, really.
Tis just a scratch.
I ain't got time to bleed.
She got down to bleed.
I think I cast heal on.
I'd rather
Guy.
take 4 more of those than go through the kelp pile again.
Agreed.
And then didn't Solomon die twice?
He did.
I don't know exactly what hit me, but it felt like being smacked by a half ogre, except it was made out of iron and it was really pissed off at me.
It was
I
2
think it was a
explosions.
mine. There was like a mine.
It was a mine.
Yeah.
It exploded me, which killed me, and then I hit a wall, which nearly killed me, and then something else happened in the same turn, which killed me again. Thankfully, I had a spell that brought me back up, and half-orc endurance, which brought me back up, and then I was like, oh my god, I have the most hit points out of anyone in the entire party, and I went down in one turn.
Twice.
Twice.
Death ward on him.
Bree's not fucking around.
Yeah. Level 15.
In my notes, I have boom boom balls
Boom boom balls. Yes.
When-
and
Boom.
a various number of DCs and feet to see if you were closest. Yeah, there's a bigger DC.
It was landed at my feet.
Beep 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 beep.
Mhm.
Bing, bing, bing.
Managed to throw the boy out of the way, but could not save myself.
And he lives.
So did the assassin get away through a tunnel or something?
They did.
Yeah, they
He
did.
did.
Assassin got
Yeah.
away, and then there was 2 skeletons. So construct
Assassins.
skeletons
Mm.
with the assassin. You think they didn't blow themselves up, did they?
No.
I don't think so. But they were
So-
glowing blue, like
They were glowing
Oh,
blue, like
that
on
was
the
the-
inside.
The skeletons
So-
blew themselves up, yeah. They self-destructed. One of them did.
Yeah, they self-destructed in a way that we couldn't recover anything from them, but they didn't blow up in the way like the bombs blew up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think you did figure out one of them. I think Silver figured out that they were artificer made by an artificer or something.
Made by a very powerful artist.
Yeah.
I thought we
so they
also
Dead and also a construct.
guessed that it was the same kind of blue as the ley lines.
Yes.
The
Yes.
ley lines that they use in Heed as power, as a power source. It's the same kind of like bright blue that was inside their chests powering them.
Yeah.
Try to chase after the assassin through the tunnel. Couldn't find them.
So that's
But you
yeah.
did get out the other side, and then had an argument on the other side.
But chasing through the tunnel, that's where Solomon met the mine. So they got away basically because we were like, shit, fuck.
Yeah.
There was also insects
our,
after us.
Our
and-
only loss was 0, but Silver's not beat up about it.
So just make another one.
Yeah.
2.0.
2.0.
Just 2
the dog.
0
And who
0.1
is
with
Silver?
abilities.
Who is the is Zero?
0 is the dog that she builds. It's a robotic dog. And every time it goes down, which is an awful lot from what I remember, she upgrades it to go against it. So the next version of this has little rubber booties or paw prints, so electric doesn't affect them as much.
No, what a good boy.
So yeah, you're an artillerist who has a homunculus that is a dog.
Yes. Because it's
Okay.
the only friend they can make.
And I just pictured this
Literally.
dog as Texter. I just pictured Texter as the dog every time.
Oh.
I just see K9 from Doctor Who.
Yeah.
When you leave the cave via the tunnel, you get a sending
Yes, from Lumia.
from Lumia Costa. I
the head
think,
of the Tentative Council.
Oh,
head
the
of the
country.
country.
Hmm.
Do you remember?
Oh,
I've
yeah.
got something in my notes which I need to clarify before we do this bit. Did we say? I've got here that the assassin escapes.
Mhm.
They have the shard.
Correct.
Yes.
They did have the shard. They had the
Yeah.
root shard.
Yes.
And also, we just set up Guy's temple so that we could rest before we got that message, and that's where we learned how fucked Guy's temple is.
What?
Yeah.
Full of bones. Everything
You
is
knew that
bones. The
before?
furniture is bones.
You knew that before?
No, I
Yeah.
think that's where we
No,
first saw it.
it's the second time we saw it, but the rest of us went into the workshop
Oh, it's the first time we went in the temple.
because it scared the animals and we trusted the animals.
And then you learned how noisy the workshop was.
Yes. So then decided that okay, maybe the creepy temple is worth staying in, and then went inside and went
So
no, actually,
Six dogs.
I mean, you guys like it. It's very good osteopathically. Like, there's nothing better for your back than sleeping on something made of backs.
On someone else's back.
Exactly. Exactly. It's
I
like
got
a
your
hunter's
back, they
lodge,
got
but
my
really
back.
fucked up.
Doing it. Anyway.
So
you
yeah, we
got yeah. Go on.
we got a message from Lumi who sounded very troubled and said something about Heed, but we couldn't really tell what she was saying. So we, instead of resting, we planned to teleport straight back.
Using one of the stones. So
But
basically,
yeah, was that Sol? Sorry.
That was Solomon's story.
Yeah. So it sounded as if she was communicating with you over the telephone that had no signal.
Crackly,
Uh,
hard to
you,
hear.
you found out why. I think I told you why.
We did find out why.
Turns out she was concentrating on, or focusing and concentrating on, 2 different spells.
And also was trying to communicate it to like an anti-magic barrack.
Yeah. So she got some of it across. Very powerful lady.
Did good, surprising in the circumstances.
Yeah. So you teleported back to Heed immediately. You couldn't teleport into Heed. You teleported to the outside of Heed, where you came across magical barriers.
Yeah.
I'll carry on. Solomon, you want to carry on?
Sure.
From your note.
After a minor disagreement with Guy, in that we wanted to rest and Guy wanted to go immediately.
I'm
back
glad
to the
we
city.
listened to Guy, by the way. There might have not been a place to return back to.
Didn't think he was quite that dire at the time. I'd also been exploded.
Fine, you had a heal.
Physical trauma and psychological trauma are 2 different things.
You're a soldier. You've been through it before.
You're a soldier. Deal with it.
Wow. Anyway,
I wonder where my story could be going.
anyway, you got to the edge of
Yes.
Heed.
Return to the edge of the city and we find a shining prismatic wall. Wall of colours, a wall of magic. A wall that Solomon does not understand.
A wall that spanned infinitely high because we couldn't fly over it.
Correct. Silver and Mistral spent an unknown amount of time dealing with it, but it took at least a couple of spell slots, to my understanding.
So I remember one of the quotes being, "You didn't tell me about PvP. You told me about PvP, not War v War," something like that.
We're smart.
Because you cast a wall of something in order to get rid of one of the layers
Wall
of
of force.
wall.
Wall v wall.
Yeah.
Wall v wall.
Nothing like a bit of wall v wall.
We got inside and discovered that the streets were quiet, and then were set upon by giant metallic bugs similar to Silver's dog, Zero. They fired magic at us until we managed to get ourselves inside the university.
the bugs also had a strange blue glow, much like the ley lines, much like the skeleton before them.
Upon
Dragonflies.
getting into the university, we had to tackle 2 different sets of puzzles. The first one was a puzzle about something to do with birds, at which point Guy and Solomon both went, nope. And then, after they solved that one relatively quickly, a second puzzle was presented with a bunch of mirrors. Guy and Solomon again proceeded to go, nope. And had a sit down and a discussion about how the best method was to clean their armors.
Yes. Turtle Bomb Wax is very good.
Turtle Bomb Wax.
Solomon's favorite. Highly
is
recommended. Highly
So
recommended.
the bird thing was breeds of owl. And we managed to get through with only me taking a little bit of damage. I can't remember what the mirror thing was, but wasn't it me and someone else that
Symbol.
got trapped behind it or something?
Yeah, we went ahead of them because we bored. Them arguing or something.
We were having a nice conversation.
Yeah, that
So
is
just
sounds
fucking good.
fair.
And I think one of us got trapped behind. I think it was you or me.
I think
One
it's
of us.
you.
I
You touched it.
I remember I got
One of us did.
I got trapped behind it.
Yeah, and then we
Probably
had
me that trapped
to.
it. Well,
You
had
had
to
symbols.
communicate to
Yeah,
figure out what symbol was. Yeah, it was a doddle, wasn't
yeah. We
Sure.
did.
Like nothing happened.
it?
The land was also there.
I'm helping.
Very much so.
I'm helping.
After leaving the mirror puzzle, we came upon a series of rooms, which we followed and then discovered why the city was in danger. I'll allow the magic casters to actually take over at this point, because Solomon wasn't of much help.
Big boom. Nuclear explosion.
So the
Magical
city of
nuke.
Heed. Yeah, so the city of Heed is powered by a powerful magical ley line.
Oh
The
yeah.
nexus of 3 ley lines coming together. What the smart wizards have done centuries before is used a. I think you know this. It's not a spoiler. A magically infused giant quartz crystal to concentrate these 3 different ley lines.
Infused with the
And
power of a dragon's breath.
yeah,
I just remember the people
silver dragon's breath.
of modern day Heed don't fully understand how it works.
They
And I
don't
was
know.
just
They
there
know
like,
it's something to do with potentially the ley lines, but they don't really understand.
you harness the power of this nuke without understanding what it does, and now it's going to explode.
Yes.
So it goes. It's underneath the ground. It goes into the crystal. It goes up through the university, and it goes out to every corner of the city. So it powers all the magic and all the artificer creations and everything.
And it was shooting arcs of force damage lightning at us as we approached it.
Yeah, and they were upstairs as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
A chunk had been. Do you know this?
Huh?
Yes.
Oh yes.
Yeah, we
I
did.
was
Yes,
like,
we do.
fuck!
Yeah,
A
it's
chunk
been
had
taken.
been taken out of this giant crystal, and
That's why it was unstable, isn't
and
it?
that's
That's
why.
also why you couldn't repair it, because it was physically missing from it. Like, we
Missing.
couldn't repair it with mending.
Some of the faculty of the university and of the council itself, the guys who were in charge.
It was all the faculty except for 2, right? Which was
Yeah,
the
I think
gnome
there's a
artif-
few. I
It
think
was a
there was a
gnome
few of
artificer.
them.
Yeah, the artificer
Like,
wasn't there.
the highest, most powerful wizards.
Yeah, I thought it was
sorcerers.
all except for the gnome artificer and the goblin who was leader of the war mages, because they were
Yeah.
escorting people out of the city.
Yeah, I think there was one other that wasn't there, and then there's Nebra as well, who was
Nebra wasn't there. Yes,
Yeah.
Nebra wasn't there.
who was the secret spy person. So they were all doing this ritual, all joined together, all focusing on the ritual, which is more sort of more a bit like concentration, but you can't do anything at all. And every hour that they were connected to this ritual, they were getting potentially a level of exhaustion, and the ones who were not very good at their constitution saving throws were
Wizards.
starting to.
Wizards.
The bard, I think the
Yeah.
bard is struggling.
The bard is struggling.
Yeah. So yeah, they were getting quite tired, close to death. So the guys who could do ritual casting joined in,
Me and
including
me and Silver took
Silver.
over from Lumi so
Yeah.
that she could go and get her dragon friend.
Which didn't end
Yes.
up happening.
It didn't.
And then someone said, "Hey, Silver, you you haven't
Real magic.
you haven't done any wild magic rolling yet." And I'm like, "Hey, now is a great time to start this."
Perfect.
I wonder who said that.
What could
Yeah.
go wrong?
What could go wrong? And then
What could
someone
go
had to
wrong?
roll 10 times on the wild magic
And then you
table.
got like a 1 on the table, which meant you rolled
One, another one,
10,
another one.
10 times in 1 minute.
Fucking
Um,
hate wild magic. Hate it.
It's great.
Loads of things happened. Like you were smaller, you turned blue, turned into a plant pot, and
It was
you
a blue
set off.
cactus.
It was a blue cactus, yeah.
You poisoned
Um,
someone. I think you
Poison.
poisoned Mistra.
Yeah, yeah. And you set off random. This is as I was saying earlier, the best random rolls I've ever had in D&D. You set off random magic missiles. I rolled randomly and it hit the giant dude who was concentrating on the ritual, who was like heading the ritual, everyone else was joining in. I rolled a 2 on the giant's constitution saving throw.
The giants.
Is a giant. He had like
An
a plus
actual giant.
12
He wasn't
or
a big dude. He was a giant man.
Full
actual
giant.
Cloud giant, specifically.
which meant he lost concentration on the ritual, which meant a whole ritual collapsed, and then everything was about to explode, and the DM had to fix the situation.
Yeah. And then Silver was literally and emotionally blue.
Emotionally and physically. Blue.
Yeah.
So Lumi had to dive towards the crystal to stop it from exploding. We saw her casting something, and then she disappeared along with the crystal as it started to explode.
She cast 9th level absorb elements.
9th level.
Which is
So I think we ended that session not knowing if Lumi was even still alive or where she was.
Yeah.
But all was well. Heed was without power. Everyone was sad.
I was going to say, am I right? It basically just means that rather than exploding, that it just it cuts off the funneling of the ley lines. There's just there's no
Which,
power.
has its own issues. All the prisons are now empowered. All of the schools are empowered.
Everyone's evacuated anyway. It's okay.
It's the
Yeah,
same
so
thing.
everyone had been evacuated, but as you went upstairs, you realised that everyone was back in drips and drabs.
Yeah.
Accompanied by a blue cloak, I think it's called, who was
blue
like
cloaks.
the warcasters of like the police. Yeah, that was that. So that was fun.
That was the end of that
So
session.
that was a long rest we had then at the end of that session.
That was one. You went home. You managed to go home. You could go home.
That entire time, by the way, Guy was carrying a corpse of one of the agents that they were trying to recover. So about 5 sessions, he was just carrying a body on his shoulder.
So yeah. Should we have a quick 5-minute break and then we'll get back into it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
See you in 9 months.
Time skip.
We're gonna be grey the next time we see us.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
All right. We will be back shortly. Back.
Everybody, just gonna keep
Hello.
going with our recap. The recap is taking ages. Okay.
Well, we did a lot of stuff.
To be
It did
fair,
do
we're
a lot of
condensing
stuff.
down 3-hour episodes.
Yeah, we are. Okay, cool. So after that, we get back to the house. People are freaking out, trying to find their loved. I think you have Morthan with you at this point.
I do
We do.
indeed.
You found
Uh,
Fletch and Rose.
We found Fletch and Rose, who were
And Hans.
stubborn enough to not leave.
And Hans. Hans was there
And
too.
Hans. He was not leaving his garden.
It wasn't because Hans was stubborn. Hans just probably just didn't care.
Yeah. Something that we forgot about last time is that I can't remember when it was, but Fletch and Dalan had this thing
Mm.
happening, and like finally an NPC like threw at him. Yeah, and had
that-
a competition.
Oh yeah. They had like a little
Ah.
archery competition, and she smoked him.
That is specifically in session 17, because it is part of when they start trying to train Morthan.
Yes.
Yeah, so it was established that you guys want to go away and leave Morthan there to train with Fletch, and you guys cast Interdependence before you left, and then
But before we do,
okay, go on then,
we-
go.
we woke up in the morning and went down for breakfast, at which point a bird came and landed on the table, opened its mouth and started shouting at Delan in Sylvan. It was in the voice of his best friend, who he hadn't heard from, apart from letters, since he had been kicked out of Frilskir, which is a continent forest, country forest, forest the size of a country, I should probably say, the better way to put it.
Very big forest.
Very large, where Delan is considered a criminal, but by his own standards considers that he did the right thing. We decide that, yes, probably go in there to stop whatever kind of plague that is supposedly happening there is probably the best next course of action, because we don't know exactly where we need to go for another shard.
As
But
per the tarot card, Delan
Well-
was putting it off.
Yeah. But it was also it was also like a triple benefit, because we knew there was a shard in Filskir. We knew the elves from Filskir are decent at interdimensional travel, which we knew Lumia Costa, because Guy cast Commune with his god, and we knew Lumia Costa was alive in the astral plane and was in danger.
Mhm.
So, and me and Silver spent ages on researching the interdimensional travel to find out all about this, and
Metals and forks and
metals and forks and glass and all that sound bullshit. And then we thought the people from Filskir could help us because they are used to traveling into different planes.
So then we cast Interdependence.
and at which
Yeah.
point we cast Interdependence, which
Is
if it,
is it the night before that you had that?
Yes, the night before.
Yeah, so go
yes.
for that dream.
Solomon approached Guy, specifically to address him about his suspicions of him being an undead.
Oh
Guy
yeah.
got incredibly angry, unfurled
He
his
hates
wings,
undead. He hates
Yep.
the undead.
He doesn't know.
and showed himself to be a dragonkin for the first time.
Yeah.
Up until this point, everyone had believed he was an Earth elf.
The
Except for
dragonkin in this world is highly secretive. They have been hunted for their hair and
Skin,
skin, bones,
claws.
for
Yeah.
because they are highly valuable. Made of metal.
Mainly because depending on what dragon they're descended from is what metal or element or crystal they grow from them. He being a copper dragon, he has copper scales, copper hair. That's why his hair is naturally green because it's oxidized copper.
Which, as you can imagine, for certain dragonkin,
They're very rare.
it becomes an exceedingly worse problem as it goes along.
Yes.
Guy storms off
He does.
and then proceeds.
Guy storms off, and Delan notices that his buddy is in a huff and follows him upstairs and offers him a drink, which Guy does not drink, but this time he does, and they have a nice drink together. And then Guy drunk texts God, and it fails because he was looking for information about Lumia Costa beforehand, so it failed this time. And then Guy went to bed, and Cumtia visited him in his dream that night, revealing that he is actually, in fact, undead, and what Solomon said was true. And she also revealed that Guy's soul was corrupted somehow and was much darker and eviler than, and it was dangerous for it to be put back into his body. So, as a replacement, she gave up a small spark of her divine power to act as Guy's soul and to keep him alive. And then she gave me a hug, and then I woke up. And I cried very much, a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
So then the next morning,
Kombucha at 3 a.m. with the boys.
The next
Highlight
one, we cast the spell Interdependence, which you could find in the Ritual Spellbook and Witch class, created by Fumble. I'm not doing that. Interdependence has a number of benefits, one of which being that you can detect other people's thoughts and emotions.
Yeah.
and state
And
the
state
general
being.
kind of
And
state
HP.
being.
And HP.
Basically, you can look at each other's character sheet.
Yes.
But the side effect of this was
The notes
really funny and awkward.
The note being proceeds to tease Morthan about taking care of himself. Began experiencing others' emotions at this point. It is horrifying how often Delan is horny.
Yeah.
For the next
Although-
24 hours, we got to experience each other's emotions so long as we were in a certain distance of each other. Most of that was horniness by Delan.
But there was
Every
a
time you
sweet
talk
moment
to someone.
when he was leaving Fletch. And it wasn't horny, it was a little bit a lot.
It was
Which is
90% sweet, 10% horny.
Yes.
We're like, oh.
The horniness is never not there.
Someone was better at him at bow tips. Of course, that's gonna make
Yeah.
an impact.
Horny for companionship.
Oh, I forget as well. You were just about to go. You were just teleporting away, and you were very worried about what's her name?
Isabella?
But
Illabella.
Isabella.
And just as we started phasing, Illabella came around the corner and boom.
Because I'm cruel.
Yes,
Hey, but at least you knew she was alive and not dead
correct.
In that moment.
in that moment.
I gave you
That was
something.
enough. That was enough.
No.
We arrived in the forests of Frilskir via teleportation. Sebastian was not here for that session, so got whimsied away by Bree's
And-
terrible rolling.
A nice smelling flower.
Bree rolls horrifying as a DM and horrifying as a player. Where Silver went off into the forest, attracted by a very dangerous plant.
But Guy cast shackles and managed to stop Silver from running any more towards the plant.
Correct.
I did. Do.
Guy proceeded to then have a quote-unquote acid bath, which was apparently
Oh, yeah.
very nice.
Cleans the
Good for the
cleans the
scales.
metal.
And we had the realization that plants were going to be the biggest obstacle in the entire campaign.
Yes.
So once we dealt with the plant, we carried on towards a small settlement where we met a young elven woman. I don't seem to have written down her name.
I think we knew her. I don't think we call her name. Could be wrong.
We do have a name
Uh,
for her, but we don't actually know her. We know it outside the game.
Yeah.
Where we just kind of started learning about this disease that had affected the settlement. Well, we didn't. Well, we learned more about it, but also we're none the wiser really because it's natural but unnatural. Could be from a plant, could be from a fungus. Kind of like undeath, but isn't.
Yeah.
Very vague.
Yeah,
Very vague.
not really all that helpful.
Necromancy? Question mark?
It's like zombie rot, but Solomon couldn't detect undead on Dylan's friend Silric.
We met
Sil-
someone.
Yeah, we met Silric, who was Delan's friend from many years ago.
The one who
Also,
spoke through the bird.
well,
The symptoms progress until death, but some might gradually get better on their own. Some stay healthy then, but others healed by druids might get sick again overnight. Possibly some kind of undead corrupting the land and affecting the locals.
Silric was sick. Stage 1 sick.
Yes.
The worst kind of sick. Stage 1 sick.
We learned that the disease started overnight in another town called Brina, where a handful of people got sick, and every day more and more were getting sick. Meanwhile, Dylan's dad is bedbound from this illness, and Dylan has daddy issues.
Yes.
Is that what your
It's
notes say? Yeah.
'cause
Way
like,
further up when we learn about Dylan's backstory, I think I wrote that Dylan has issues, specifically daddy.
Yeah. And what did you say about Dylan's dad?
Oh, I don't know where that is. That he's a shithead.
I think I
In
think
my
I made
notes, I described him as a
It
shithead.
was Guy told off Delan's father. Delan's brother is a racist. His dad is on his deathbed, but he is a shithead. Ward was the hot druid
Hot druid,
who's
human.
been healing people. Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Pretty much it.
Yeah. Dylan
Um,
was welcomed back by his brother, but his brother doesn't like us because we're outsiders. And his dad was still a dickhead even on his deathbed.
even after being like
He-
partially saved.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Partially.
think Guy spent a lot of money trying
So
to
much money.
heal.
So much money.
A small fortune, if you will.
A large
If a
fortune.
normal NPC got this amount of money, they'll be set for life. 2 lives,
Yeah.
maybe. So much money.
to feed a whole city for that much money.
Could.
So is this where we learned what kind of illness it was, or what condition it was, that it was to do with exhaustion?
Yeah. Yeah.
Did I tell you what it was IRL?
No, we struggled with that for quite a while, but we knew it had something to do with exhausting the target and slowly draining the life force out.
Yeah,
it
overnight. It was just something about
Overnight.
overnight you have to do a check that you might.
Yeah, I
be
imagine
exhausted.
overnight the fucking spores came and infected people. And I would have seen that if I succeeded on my perception check.
But you fell asleep.
But I fell asleep and didn't proceed on it.
I'm pretty sure I did tell you what.
That's
what
all
was
we
it
know, I
actually
think.
No, we actually don't know what it is.
Yeah, we're
Oh.
still a little bit at a loss. We've got a lot of the symptoms
Like,
and things like that.
IRL
Nope, you never
No
told us.
idea.
based off of.
No?
No
I might
idea.
tell you in a minute.
Spoiler?
Suspense.
No.
Okay, so
Work it out.
we
It's
met
done now.
Ward,
It's fucking
who is
cleared it.
a
hopefully.
hot human druid who's been healing people. Where we learned that people feel sick when they wake up in the mornings. We kind of asked around, found out a little bit more, and then when we rested overnight, everyone else woke up fine, but I woke up with 1 level of exhaustion because I failed my check. And then session 21. We needed to find Feygrove,
Yeah.
which is the settlement closest to a Feywild portal,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because we suspect it might be something to do with the portal.
Yeah.
It would make
We
sense.
encounter a gnarly-looking tree. Gnarly.
Radical looking tree.
Yeah. It was. Covered in
Oh yeah, I
little-
cast Commune with Nature to learn that there's Fey vibes around that area. There are creatures called Waldgeister, and the tree's fine, just old. Just old.
Old ass tree.
You went to the village. I think Solomon said it's a village of monster people, including demons.
Yes.
Tabaxi,
Tiefling.
goblins, tieflings, furbolg, as well as normies like elves.
You met
Did we?
the person who was in charge of the village called Lily DeVere.
Lily DeVere, yeah.
Lily DeVere, who's a human, not sick.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
She said she doesn't tend to get sick.
Yeah.
Which suggests she may be a paladin.
when you said she was glowing.
She was glowing. She had a holy symbol on her forearm of Gyros, the god of marriage and compassion.
Also the name of Dalen's horse.
Yes.
Mhm.
Which is ironically marriage and compassion. Yeah.
There's been a marked increase in undead fauna, not humanoids, and more dead animals than usual.
Well, undead, dead animals.
Some
Both.
were undead, some were dead.
Yeah. Some have been
Yeah.
coming back,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and they're all fucked
Not
up.
the dead not staying dead.
Yeah.
But only animals.
They had like fungus like inside them, didn't they?
Yeah.
In their lungs, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was in several. Yeah,
Also
like
in their
travelled
brain.
through their body. It was in their
Oh.
brain and stuff. Yeah. Yeah, because we did autopsies.
Yeah, did
did?
autopsies.
So many autopsies.
Yeah.
Silric and Dalan went to have a moment in the trees.
Oh.
Put one in the trees.
You did.
Ayo.
You did. It was a very sweet moment where they could see the whole country almost on the top of the canopy. That's where Dalan saw a dark patch in the forest. This is the notes I made earlier, by the way. Lily DeVere gave you guys a small knife that detects poison when you forage. Nature shop. Take that with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you said you did communion with nature. Everything was undead.
Yes, corrupted, no undead, just small animals. Whole area feels dead / undead. Doesn't feel natural. Trees look dead, but kind of undead. Influence from the Shadowfell. Trees still have their leaves. Weather overcast, getting colder and darker.
Stuff.
Join us later for the 5-day outlook.
Here's Bill with the sports.
Back to you.
Thank you. You also did speak with plants.
and just heard so many screams.
Ah! So you followed this like dark patch to this dark patch of uh of the forest, and it got pretty shit.
Got like
There
we
was
cold
followed it
and
to
foggy and stuff, didn't it?
we followed it to a giant, gross-looking mushroom.
yeah,
But fortunately,
whole
because I
thing.
was
Disgusting
peeking,
mushroom.
How dare you say
we
that?
were
Oh,
about ready. We were
tasty.
about ready to just kill it. But I did, because I did speak with plants. I asked it what's wrong, and it turned out it was really sad. It was really sad mushroom.
mushroom.
I'm really sad.
I'm sad.
That it didn't know what was
I'm
wrong.
broken
That
inside.
something inside it was broken. Is that when we realised there was also there was a tree?
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's
There
a
was
tree next to
nearby.
it.
Yeah. And as we approached the
Attacked
tree, we
by
had to do. We were taking necrotic damage from the tree, so we attacked that instead.
It's the best.
You found that there was a hole in a tree trunk that was closest to the big mushroom, and every time you got closer to this tree, you took more and more necrotic damage. But then you realized that when you went through the hole, you ended up in the Shadowfell.
Yay!
Whoa!
This is where I belong! Because I'm undead. I'm a dead man.
Yeah.
Uh, as part of shits and giggles, proceeded to pull Dalan through via a rope.
Thanks.
Yeet Dylan through the
Forced him
portal.
through.
Yeeted him through the portal, embarrassing him the entire way.
Oh, I was showing off, wasn't he?
Yeah. Always.
As is the continuous thing, the reason
Dalan
that
has-
Dalan is not trying to sleep with any of the NPCs is because he's trying to sleep with Mistral.
It is true. It is true. The land has two states. He's either showing off or embarrassing himself. Usually both.
But yeah,
Both
you
at the same
follows
time.
the other.
Yeah, one leads to the other.
Yeah.
So when we got through the portal, we all went through, and we saw there was like a ritual circle that we figured out was that's where the corruption was kind of originating from, and lots of necrotic vibes in this ritual circle. And we saw sets of humanoid footprints and feline footprints with more than 4 feet or multiple cats. I think was it Silver's checks that helped us learn that it was the spell Glacial Expansion that had been modified.
Yeah.
Silver got 45
Rolled
on their
a
Arcana check.
Revealing how the
natural
fabric
20.
of magic was made.
Plus 15, and then some kind of weird fucking artificial shit to plus 10 on top of that.
Silver
So
now knows how to
45.
cast the spell.
Why not?
So it was a Glacial Expansion that had been modified to do necrotic damage, which just kind of it was just necrotic shit was just expanding slowly outward from this ritual circle and had gone through the tree, through the portal, and into the material plane too. And then we got ambushed by a couple of cats.
Kitty cats
Uh,
now.
In the magical circle, there was a symbol of a god that Guy did not know of. Like,
No one
completely,
recognized it.
no one recognized it. Completely unknown god, seemingly secretive god.
Even with your 45 Arcana.
Yeah.
And whatever
Yeah.
you got on
Religion.
Yeah.
So we were ambushed by a couple of displacer beasts, which we won against. And Guy did some religion checks. No, asked his god, and learned that there were intruders besides us in the plane from our plane. Well, no, there weren't. Sorry, the answer to that was no.
Yeah,
Don't
they
know.
didn't. They didn't.
Don't know.
They don't know. Don't know.
Don't know.
There
Okay.
are intruders in your plane. Don't know.
Was the Artificer Council member involved in the creation of this ritual circle? Yes.
Yes.
and that time moves slower in the Shadowfell.
Yeah.
Half as slow. Yeah.
1 day in Shadowfell equals 2 days in Material Plane.
Yeah. I think then we head back to Feygrove to see if. Oh no, we dispelled the magic of the ritual circle.
The ritual circle with a level 13 dispel magic.
Yeah.
You found out as well that technically the ritual circle was higher than a level 9, which
Yeah.
meant I'd been upcast using our new rules, by more than one ritual spellcaster. This was already a level 9, I believe, 8 or 9 spell, and it was been upcast as a ritual.
Yeah.
And changed to necrotic.
Mm. So once we dispelled that magic, we went back to Feygrove to see if it had made any difference, which it didn't appear to have yet, but it might have just been too soon. And I think we rested in the material plane and then went back into the Shadowfell.
Yeah.
I skipped a bunch, so I don't know if it's relevant enough.
I think you guys heard the story about how Guy and Delan earned the title of Heroes of Heat.
Oh right, yeah.
Unfortunately.
You checked if people were better, but they weren't. It was too early to tell. That's where Silric was completely mauled by
Fucking destroyed.
the
Oh, they
by
messed
fucking
that
cats.
guy up.
and then like
He
basically
was recognizable. He saw his mum that next day. Didn't recognize him.
they basically killed him and taken him away to eat, and then Delan went nuts, saved his life, and Mistral did a thing, and it was great.
His iPhone didn't recognize his face anymore.
I cast
but-
Pulse Wave to bring it closer, and then Dylan wailed on it, I think.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because he more or less, I would like to rage because they messed up his childhood friend.
Yeah.
So yeah, we went back to the Shadowfell to do more investigating, and Silric stayed in Feygrove to ask around to keep an eye out if there's any unusual suspects, I guess.
He also fixed his face.
Yeah, and his back.
And his body. His arms. His legs.
I think that was it. That was where we left off.
Yeah.
Ironically, our trip to the Shadowfell took 9 months.
Yeah. Time does move differently there, so that's
Wibbly
why we're back
wobbly.
now.
Only 3
Timey wimey. Guy revealed his entire backstory to the land. That was traumatic.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. There's a content warning on that one. That's probably worth just watching again.
There is indeed.
Yeah. Yeah. You guys thought it was someone local, potentially
could have
helping
helped
out.
them come in. There was a loose grasping of straws.
Yeah.
Something
to do with the Artificer, but with the help of other casters, probably local, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, but we kept Silric behind to investigate.
Yeah, he's been
undercover.
Questions.
Undercover.
Guy has been sending a message. He's been sending spells to Lumia Costa every day.
Every single day.
They are getting through, which means she's still alive.
Yeah.
But she's not answering.
She's not
but you have found out that means that she is unconscious and is in the astral plane.
Yeah.
And it's 4 days since she went missing.
It's 3 days going into 4 days. Because this is the day we're on is day 3. Next time we take a long rest, it will be day 4.
Okay.
She could hold her breath a real long time.
I assume you can. I don't know, actually. Good point.
Who the fuck knows?
Who knows? And she's been unconscious for quite a while, so maybe time moves even slower there.
Or not at all.
Oh, not at all.
Otter's in a
Is the
coma.
actual answer, because in law, time does not move in the astral plane.
Mm.
Time does not exist there. So you can live forever
Oh,
there.
so that would be why she seems to have been unconscious for 4 days, I guess.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is where we left it. So moving forward, we're going to be entering the Shadowfell again, finding out what the hell is happening, and hopefully figuring some more stuff out.
Yes.
I have a note, Doran, here that you are going to do Legend Law icon.
I was going to do what, sorry?
Legend Law
Yes.
on
Did
the
I say
icon.
what?
On the icon.
I was. That was a thing I was going to do when we got back into the Shadowfell.
Yeah. Glad I
It
wrote that down.
It is
Because-
why we went on a break, because it was, I remember specifically, that is going to require a lot of prep.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then we had a shot.
Ah.
And then we got a shot.
and then we had a shot.
And you guys built a shop.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, that is it. So if you are watching this back on the VOD, I hope that wasn't too taxing for you. And all our previous episodes are in folder on our
YouTubes.
on the YouTubes. Yeah. I hope to see you next week for our first live stream back. Actually playing this game.
Oh my god.
Are we aiming for
Oh
8
my
p.m.?
God.
Yes, we'll aim for 8 p.m.
As a start time.
as a start time.
Okay.
But yeah, I
UK
think
time.
UK time. British summer time.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks.
Hey
Thanks,
everybody,
All done.
check out our links. All here on the link tree. There you go.
all the links.
I love how I helpfully gave the shop link earlier on, but I copy pasted. I missed out the start of the bloody HTTP.
I don't think it matters.
No.
It's still given the
No,
time
it
URL as a
still, it
link.
still did it. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
YouTube can upcast shit here. Is my favourite tagline of the Ritual Spellbook.
You can cast. Yeah, you can. The Ritual Spellbook is great. You can
It is.
get together with your ritual spellcasting mates, and you can upcast rituals, and make them even more powerful than what?
Then
So
spicier.
spicy. Yeah.
Spicy.
So that
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
You too can also cast Independence and find out how horny your friends are.
is the best spell. Love it.
It is a really
Because that's and you know this the link that I want to put back in there is a very good point, because this ritual spellbook that we've got, that I still can't get the thing. It's definitely worth mentioning. Oh my god, I'm so old. I'm a dinosaur. There we go.
So yeah, so the ritual spellbook is up for a crit award. It has been nominated for a crit award, and we're a finalist for that. It is peer driven, so if you do find that you just love it and want to vote for us in that, click the link and you can fill in that form and make our day. Yay!
That's a lot of numbers.
Yay.
We haven't got a tiny URL link. I don't. Oh no, we probably have. But please vote for us.
Along with other amazing streams, podcasts, and indie TTRPGs and stuff. Yeah, have a look at that. But yeah, so we will be back with you next week officially for the first session back after 9 months. This
Session
went
20.
well.
Session 25.
Yeah, this went well. So okay, better than I thought actually.
We got this.
Okay.
We never went anywhere.
It's now a good time to tell you that I cannot remember for the life of me how to raid into someone.
No, I was also thinking that also.
Slash raid. You
Trade,
type
yeah.
you do slash raid as a
Ah.
channel moderator.
Thank you,
And then you
Doran.
type in the name of the person doing a raid.
Space?
Oh God.
Like, is there a space, or is it raid and then just go straight into the...
Slash
It'll
raid
come down as a
and
command
space.
thing.
And
Are you
they'll
gonna
come
do
down to
it?
command thing. I can't do it.
I do it.
You do it.
I'm not.
Is that right?
Yes, you're
Good.
raiding.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll find out. Oh, in 7 seconds.
We're following them.
Okay, bye.
Yes, we will see you soon.
Bye.
All right. Bye.
Goodbye, bye.